ladies and gentlemen, my name is Kevin Jackwitz. This is the Kaged match, and this is going to be a review for WWE SmackDown for February 21st, 2020. So, you start out here, and you have an Usos promo, and they're going to be teaming with the New Day. You find that out, and the New Day comes out, and it's kind of like this very friendly rivalry where they're still trying to one-up each other during the promo. But they get interrupted by Miz and Morrison, who are trying to make this, ungodly crowd chant, which it was meant to be bad, so give them credit for that. And then Robert Roode and Dolph Ziggler come out, and that's your first match. It is Usos, New Day versus Miz, Morrison, Roode, Ziggler. It was a good match. Nothing really blew me away. Like, I've always said, or at least I've said in the last few years, that I think that WWE has gotten very formulaic with their shows. And it seems like they've also gotten very formulaic with their matches. And so sometimes it's like, unless something really astounding happens, you're just kind of there. And that's kind of how I felt with this. The Usos and the New Day, they pick up the win. It was fine for what it was, but that's it. It was fine. Then you get a bit between Heath Slater and Daniel Bryan where Heath Slater wants another match with Daniel Bryan because of what Daniel Bryan did to him last week. So apparently that's going to happen. Then you get Sonya Deville, Mandy Rose, and Tucker. Tucker comes, and he's kind of trashing Mandy Rose for what she did to Otis. She's trying to explain to him that that wasn't her fault or intention. Doesn't really go anywhere, though. Then you get a Lacey Evans interview where, she's talking about, like, getting letters from these kids and, like, kind of some of the outreach that she does. And I've said that, like, it doesn't really matter to me, like, how she is in the ring or on the mic. As a person, she comes across as a very, very good person and somebody that you would respect. So I'm trying to separate the person and the character there because I'm not a fan of the character or her in-ring ability, if I'm being honest. Then you get Cesaro and Shinsuke Nakamura versus Braun Strowman and Elias in a Symphony of Destruction match, which is a bunch of instruments laying all around the ring. In this, I will actually give them credit for. I felt like they used it to the best of their ability this time. They had a gong out there. They had a full grand piano, guitars and ukuleles and whatever. And so it was basically a free-for-all match. No holds barred. You're using most of these instruments as weapons. And they had some just great stuff. Shinsuke Nakamura going to hit, I think it was Braun Strowman. He moves and he hits that big-ass gong with his knee. So that was a great spot. It ended when Braun Strowman had Shinsuke Nakamura up on the announce table and then slams him into that grand piano and then gets the pin. So it was entertaining, man. That's as much as I can say for it. I thought that they pull out all the stops with it, and that's cool. If you're going to go for it, go for it. Try not to make it cheesy, and I think they did pretty good with this match. And you get a moment of bliss with Nikki and Brie Bella. Dude, I've never been a fan of the Bellas. I will say that they've kind of gotten better in ring. At the very end of their career, at the very end of their WWE career, they started showing potential in the ring. Most of the time they sucked. And honestly, their personalities in and out of the ring just come across as completely plastic. Fake as hell. I don't like people like that at all. I just don't like fake. And so that's my impression of them for what it's worth. But apparently they're going into the WWE Hall of Fame now, and they're both pregnant. I don't give a shit either way. Daniel Bryan came out with Birdie, and he kissed Brie Bella, handed off Birdie to Brie Bella. That's their daughter for people who don't know. And then he has his match with Heath Slater, which is an absolute annihilation. You already knew it was going to be. I mean, come on, let's be serious. Daniel Bryan wins decidedly, and there you go. Drew Gulak was on commentary for some reason. I don't even know why. After that, you see Dolph Ziggler and Mandy Rose leave. Mandy Rose is trying to figure out a ride. Dolph Ziggler offers the ride. And then Otis is there in the background catching wind of all of that. Then you get a Sheamus package. I love the fact that they're building up Sheamus. I like Sheamus. He is a big Brutus guy that just looks like he's legitimately a badass and a fighter. And so he's cutting a promo on Apollo Crews and Chad Gable. You see Apollo Crews watching his little package on a monitor, and Chad Gable comes up to Apollo Crews trying to give him a big pep talk. Apollo's like, I don't need your pep talk. Trust me, I'm already going after him. So it was fine all the way around. Nothing big there. Naomi versus Carmella. Bayley at ringside. This is Bayley trying to stop Naomi from getting the win. She doesn't want to face Naomi. And of course, Naomi goes over. It wasn't quite as good as her match last week, but Carmella was good. Like I said, I will always say when somebody kind of sucks, I got no problem with that. I also got no problem saying when somebody works their ass off and you can see the benefits of that. And I think that's the case with Carmella. I really do. She is getting better. So Naomi wins. It's going to be her and Bayley at some point. So beautiful. And then you end with Goldberg. He's cutting a promo. Bray Wyatt comes on with the whole Firefly Funhouse gimmick, which really doesn't sell with Goldberg because he's just a machine character. His character is very one-dimensional and I don't care what you're doing, I'm going to run through you. And so Bray Wyatt's doing all this stuff and trying to sidetrack him. Then he pops up behind him in the ring as the Fiend. And Goldberg spears Bray Wyatt. Sets up for a second spear. The lights go out. Bray Wyatt disappears. And that's where they cut it. So it was pretty cool. I mean, you kind of expect that Goldberg's going to run through Bray Wyatt, at least until the match. It'll be interesting to see what they do with the match. But whatever. So that's where we're at, ladies and gentlemen. That was SmackDown. Started decent enough, ended decent enough. Ironically, I think the Symphony of Destruction match was the thing that really stood out this week because, like I said, they were really going for it. They were really trying to do something unique and not be too cheesy with it. So other than that, it was very middle of the road, literally all the way across. Like the bits, they were there. I wasn't completely invested, but I wasn't completely out of it either. So I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10. Very middle of the road, and that's just where I was left with. That was my impression of the entire show. So 5 out of 10. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. If you enjoyed this, hit the like button, subscribe, and share. My name is Kevin Jackowitz, Kaged Nation.